So Dream Trawler and I have formed an alliance for this next deck. This is a bomb in this latest set that I kind of expect this card to make ripples in Pioneer as well, and Historic also. So this card is basically a Baneslayer Angel that generates card advantage and has built-in protection. So I think this card's a great design because this is a card that control decks want to play that actually ends the game, that they're playing because it's good, not playing because they don't want to play tedious games of Magic. So control finishers like this that you actively want to play are good for meaning you don't spend a ton of time in garbage time. So the alliance, a part of this Jeskai deck, is Improbable Alliance here. This is an enchantment that says whenever you draw your second card each turn, make a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. So Dream Trawler is already hard to race. Dream Trawler becomes impossible to race when it's also making chump blockers. We have the Royal Scions here as a sustained way to draw additional cards every turn. We've got Teferi, Opt, and Witching Well as one-off ways to draw additional cards. We've got Irencrag Pyromancer as a way to help us control the board while we're drawing additional cards. And then we've got some Deafening Clarions here, which can clean out Nissa lands while also leaving our Pyromancer alone, which is sweet. So we played both Blue, Red, and Grixis Alliance decks are up on my website from last standard season. I thought they were all right, so I'm interested in seeing how this Jeskai build feels with the new Dream Trawler as a powerful top end. The fact that Trawler has lifelink is a huge deal because it's a card that comes down and can really stabilize the board against aggro for you. Normally catch you on YouTube. Happy to catch you live today. Hey, Goot. Well, thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support. This hand needs a red source. We've got Witching Well to scry into one here, hopefully. Send a prime to your Twitcher, O Valley of Bezos. Thanks for the 5 months, MTG Wiki. Welcome back. Bottoms up. Yikes. You hate to see it. As much as I want a third land there, we just need a red source, so... Feels... Magic, man. How many red sources are in this deck? I feel like the answer is like 17. Peak Magic the Gathering is queuing up with your Improbable Alliance deck and then immediately queuing into Narset. Peak Magic the Gathering is exactly that. All right. So Dispute's great here. Bonecrusher Giant's good at killing Narset off at the end. Borrower doesn't seem particularly good. I think Banishing Light's good for taking their Planeswalkers off the table too. Pyromancer doesn't accomplish a whole lot here, right? It's actually probably worse than Borrower. Now, I'm not going to concede the match. I think we have a chance here in a reasonable game where we get to play spells. The White Devotion aggro deck is really good, Nemesis. Easy pick for feels powerful and also good laddering deck because it wins quickly. So Dream Trawler and Banishing Light are the only cards from the new set in this deck. There's Temples. Yeah, almost certainly. Lamacopter. I just haven't had time. I don't have time on days where I'm streaming 9+ hours to like also put work into the website. So my plan is to stream a bunch today, tomorrow, and then today, tomorrow, and Monday. Where you get disputed and they're gonna play their own Teferi, or it's gonna be really sad. We're gonna stream a bunch today, tomorrow, and Monday. And then feels bad, man. And then do work on the website on Tuesday. I'm gonna be taking off.
That was uncalled for. Don't make another move.
Yeah, but this guy, this Dorko's like one of the good guys from War of the Spark, huh? I like whatever these things are called. I'm blanking on their name, but they're sweet. This card's really good. Wow, this card is nuts. I think there's a strong possibility you're literally just always supposed to take 2 cards with this. Unless the one card is exactly what you need. This card's the real deal. Remember when you could redirect... Anybody else remember when you could redirect damage from triggers like Bonecrusher to Planeswalkers? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Alright, take 2. Think there's any matchups where Esper boards that card out? Probably not. Heading into our second match here with Jeskai Alliance. Yeah, the additional animations for Bonecrusher are stellar. Really like them. There's the Teferi timer. It's just not relevant in, 2/3 or 3/4 of the formats that we play. Because he's always going to be legal in those formats, so, eh. What's up, dude? You want to show the internet your sweet pajamas?
No.
They're pretty cool.
Stand on chair.
No, we don't stand on chairs. It's dangerous. You want to come say hi? I'll pick you up.
I'm going to shoulder.
You're going to go on my shoulders?
Shoulders.
What? Can I stream with you on my shoulders?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? I think you're going to knock my headset off. Ugh, we did it. We did it without the headset hitting the floor, chat. Got skills.
Well, headphones fell off a little bit.
This is plenty keepable. We don't know what they're playing. If we knew this card was going to be good, I'd keep it, but we also don't have white mana at the moment, so.
Ooh.
Hey, DT, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Sean Bruno, I appreciate the 17 months. Welcome back. Looking for a 3rd land here so far. Perfect. Perfect. They say you make a good hat, D. Do you think you make a good hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So, one of the actual great features about this house, one of the reasons why Chris and I ended up picking this house over some of the other ones we looked at is our basement has 9-foot ceilings in it.
Yeah, because I got one more room so I can build soon.
Maybe I should have just Bonecrushered this while I had the chance. The kids, they do know how to open the door. My office door does have a lock on it.
I never lock it.
Sometimes I lock it when I want to keep you out. But it's okay if you visit today. Dad's not playing a tournament today.
And I want you to play a game with me today.
We can play a game tonight before bed, okay? Dad's got to work all day first, though.
Wait, you're not working out all night today. That's on the day today, Daddy.
I'm going to work for a little bit after it's dark, but not all the way till bedtime, I promise, okay?
So you can play one level of the villain game?
We can play one Lego level tonight, yep.
Which one?
He just needs a trench coat to do an R-rated movie. Yeah, something like that. I think we just start pumping out tokens here. Just start kind of looting through. One of the reasons why someone had mentioned 4 Dream Trawlers seemed like a bit much. One of the reasons why 4 Dream Trawlers is okay is because we have things like Royal Scions here that let us kind of loot them away early. So I'm probably going to bin this because with 3 more in our deck, we're pretty likely to find another one by the time we get to 6 lands. Yeah, it's really weird when they transition from like the random babble to like actual functional human beings. It's like, I understand you. You have thoughts. Blightning, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
What's that sword for?
The sword is when somebody subscribes to Daddy's channel. The animation pops up. It's pretty cool, huh?
I can see my finger.
Oh, they took the Alliance instead of the Royal Scion. That's interesting. I'm just going to use my health total as a resource here. If they were attacking my Planeswalker, I think I'd jump, but if they're just going after me, this is fine.
Hey, Daddy, which one of those guys are yours?
We're on the bottom here. We're the guy with the glowing purple eyes.
No, I mean which guy right there are yours? Those 2 guys on the edges. Which guy
Huh? So, because they have Banishing Light, I feel like maybe I should keep the extra Scion just in case. And, like, if they take this away, I could probably find another... If they don't take this away, I could probably find another land with Op next turn anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop this into play tapped and pass here.
Daddy, which one of those guys are yours right there on the sides?
Oh, this one ours. Ours is the one with the doggy.
No, we got 3 doggy faces, though.
We gotta feed... It's got 3 mouths. It's a lot of mouths to feed.
And there is...
Captain Jack, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Than how many wolfish there are connected. Which one is the good team? That the one on the bottom and the one on top.
Well, we're always the hero, Declan. You have to understand. Thanks for the 15 months, Throw Panda.
I think they're gonna break soon.
They're gonna punch us. Yeah. We're down to 12 points.
We have to win. Daddy win. Daddy win. Daddy.
So we're looking for like Irencrag Pyromancer at this point, or another Dream Trawler, assuming we can find a white source. I think I bottomed that because I don't quite have the Trawler just yet. That's true. That's a good question. Do the 3 heads have 3 stomachs?
You're down to 1. See? Right there.
Hey, that's a decent pickup. I think I play Teferi. And do I plus him for now? Nah, I probably just want to get my card in right away, huh? I love you, dude. Can you please go upstairs with mommy?
Okay.
You're a good kid.
Yeah, enter my show watch. I'm done watching. I'm going upstairs.
Okay.
I've done the hero thing.
I feel shorter, chat. Anybody else feel that way? Suddenly feel much shorter? So Jeffrey's -3, bouncing Banishing Light, draws you your card, and then would trigger it. It doesn't work that way? I think you might be right that it works that way. Well, they've elected to let me alt this Royal Scion, so thanks. My desk is a sit stand.
We practiced a new combination.
You will not like it.
Well, this wasn't particularly close, huh? This game hasn't been. I think they misprioritized my Royal Scions this game. I think they should have started pressuring the Royal Scions earlier. Really? We're leaving my Pyromancer. Deal.
With my sister by my side, I do not. A quest of mystery.
I actually would not recommend the one that I have. I have an uplift desk, which if you Google around, they're one of the cheapest ones on the market, and they're one of the cheapest ones on the market for a reason. The electronics in it are kind of foobarred. So like sometimes when I press my defaults, I have to like hit them again because it like stops going up and down partway. So definitely you get what you pay for type thing, it feels like. I actually just had a contractor out to look at my unfinished space, and I have another one coming out Tuesday morning. So hopefully that's going to be finished. When we get that room built, I'm going to do some research and pick up a new one. Now, what are we doing here? Solar Blaze seems pretty bad against what they're doing. Deafening Clarion's probably fine. Banishing Light seems great, huh? It gets rid of their Banishing Lights, right? Yeah, and it can also take their Heliod's off the table. Maybe Clarion's not that good. I don't know how many small things they have that this kills. I'm going to trim those for now. I might revisit this card after we see more of their deck, but like with the sagas and the Banishing Lights main deck, I feel like they might be a little bit bigger. Delrethis, thank you for the 1.5 years. Hangman, thank you for the 21. Yeah, we actually played a straight blue-red Alliance deck that's actually still up on my website from last season. That played some Niv Mizzet. He was quite reasonable. The fact that Dream Trawler gives lifelink and protects itself, I think makes it a little bit better than Niv on average, though. I'm gonna keep this hand. That is an excellent draw. So now this can get like second white for Trawler later, maybe. I'm gonna make the play I didn't make last game, which is taking the opportunity to stomp Daxos onto here. He gets more toughness as they get more devotion to white, so need to get him out of there before they play other cards out. They are playing Pride Mape. Interesting. There's Trawler. I'll do that for now. Next turn we can go tap land plus 3-drop. Whether or not we want to do Scion or Bonecrusher will probably depend on what they play here. So, Royal Scion is the type of card where I think if you want to play it, you basically always want to play 4 of it. And the reason why I say that is because when you can't have too many Royal Scions, because if you have too many Royal Scions, you just plus the one you have in play and loot the other one away. So it's very similar to like Jace Vryn's Prodigy and Liliana the Veil, where it's a card that gets rid of the extra copies of itself when you draw too many of them. That's kind of scary with Linden in play. Huh. Okay, well, I was going to play Scions to loot to try and hit the land, but since we hit the land guaranteed, I think I just second Bonecrusher, tap land, go. Yes, yeah, the difference in format is key there, Space Harrying. So Pioneer's a format where you can't afford to have that many expensive cards, if that makes sense. It doesn't really matter what color I get here, right? I already have double white, double blue. Yeah, Trawler should likely end the game, especially with Pyromancer. Pyromancer is going to make this deal 3 every time it attacks, too. They could have a sweeper, so if they're playing like a kill all the creatures card, they could win still, but outside of that. Maybe I am supposed to kill the Pridemate there. I didn't think about that. I could have done this. I don't know. This is a tough card to race, but I guess at the same time, their deck can gain so much life that it is possible for them to race it. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. So this lets them make their Pridemate a 3/3. And they're going to lifelink it, which will make the Pridemate a 6/6. So I get to gain 3 here. If they're smart, they're going to target Linden here with one of these counters to play around Pyromancer. They are in fact smart. I think I do this to start, because if I find a Bonecrusher, I can kill one of their things. Maybe I should hold the land to discard to this, but I also have a backup Royal Scion, so I think that's fine. We'll probably see them attack here with at least Heliod. With that, they're going to attack with more than just Heliod. We're both in a position to lifelink a bunch here. Need to draw Banishing Light very badly. I think I just no blocks here. Yeah, the turn I could have killed Linden and didn't probably lost us this game. Need a Banishing Light here. And even that might not be enough. I need like 2 Banishing Lights. Okay. That turns off Heliod. They're still lifelinking for a ton, but I'm drawing I'm drawing so many cards in a turn that we might be able to play through this. Like, I do have 2 more Banishing Lights in my deck. I also have a few Brazen Borrowers that can reset this. Second Trawler's actually not bad.
I enjoy the proper application.
Perfect. I think they plan to make a token with Castle. They can also maybe have a removal spell and plan to tap this when I get to combat. The power of the white splash here really on display. A Dream Trawler is not legendary. Sounds like it isn't. Should I have attacked with this? I don't think it really matters. Both Banishing Light and Dream Trawler doing an immense amount of work here. This providing us with cards and also lifelinking us. I'm gonna kill you in the air next turn. Something resist, right?
Embrace your fear and charge.
Howdy, Zach. The first 2 were kind of middling. This one feels like it has potential. Dream Trawler on full display there, felt good. This is what we're doing and why we're doing it. If Esper or Blue-White are popular, there's a good chance this deck wants some Fries in the sideboard. Maybe I should add some of those. I guess Fries pretty good in the mono-white matchup too. Maybe I should just put a pair of Fries in the board. That's probably just a good decision. This hand really wants a 3rd land. We're on the play, but we have a Scry land, so hopefully we can hit that. Ideally, we're going to find running untapped land so we can go this into this. Would you like Fries with that, right? I'll have to take a peek at the sideboard after this and see what it looks like. Yeah, the Thassa, God of the Sea, or whatever the new one's called, is very, very good. Super playable. You can also Firstborn with Neoform. That also sounds great. Untapped land, please. Swish. Maybe I'm just supposed to stomp the goose here. Yeah, I guess I don't guaranteed of a draw next turn. Maybe I'm just supposed to stomp the goose. Like, I could go Passage for Plains plus Alliance the next turn. Goose in their Zerta Goblin deck. That's interesting. Alright, I think I'm still going to stomp this here because I don't want to get Questing Beasted next turn. I don't want to show them Plains just yet. We'll do it at their end step. Trawler's a good draw if we can run some lands off here. We hit our next 3 land drops in a row. Trawler's a card that can really stabilize a board against Gruul, sans Ember Cleave. Interesting. Maybe they're a little bit bigger green-red deck. Zerta Goblin feels strange, accompanied by Goose and Giant. Huh? Do I just do this to start? because it gives me my best chance to hit the land. It potentially doesn't impact the board, though.
Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, I got it.
Rats. I mean, they both give me a 1/1. This gives me a slightly better chance at hitting my land. Bill Nye the Zombie Guy. Thanks for the half a year of support. Lobski, thanks for the 7 months. Happy Saturday, folks. Hope everyone out there is enjoying their weekend. Well, we weren't hitting the land regardless, huh? Good golly.
Here goes nothing.
My 1/1 flyers are not so good against the 1/3 goose, chat. The goose, one could argue the goose has been set loose. Hey, Sigsy, thanks for cashing in your Prime support this way this month. There's a lot of great people out there making a lot of great content on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Almost certainly borrowing something this turn. Just kind of waiting to see what they play. This card's actually really good against us, huh? We have a lot of things they could smash. Crexio, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. I think I just let Teferi die here. I'm gonna go ahead and petty theft this one back to their hand. Untapped land would be great here. I was hoping to draw an untapped land so we could Improbable Alliance, and the good lord. Where are my lands? I wanted to Alliance and then Teferi. Alright, 4th shot at a 5th land, huh? Sick. If we can hit the land for Dream Trawler next turn, we should be in an incredibly good spot. Dream Trawler should be very difficult for them to race.
Together, we will prevail.
If they untap Anissa land and attack here, I'm going to triple block.
Harness the elements.
Okie doke. Sorry for the off-topic question. Is there any book on mathematical intuition or way of thinking you recommend? I don't have anything for that offhand, no. So, Dream Trawler kills Nissa next turn, because Nissa goes to 7, but this is going to gain 1 from my draw step, 1 when it attacks, and then 2 from Witching Well.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I could let Nissa live and play second Trawler. That's true too. I could also, another line that I have is I could play this, attack Nissa for 5, trigger both of these, and then do this on their turn to get 2 more tokens. It's a possibility as well. Oh, Goose blocks for Nissa. Yeah, it does. Okay, I think in that case, this is the line then. They might also miss that this is going to kill Nissa. They might not see that I can crack the well and jump block. This is a new card that has new play patterns. So if they no blocks here, I'm going to crack the well. So I miss out on 2 tokens, but the Nissa goes away. Their hand is empty, so making the Nissa go away seems real good. I also get to lifelink for 7 here. Slag, back up to 20. This card stabilizes real hard. This doesn't have trample. It can only be blocked by 1 creature, but we just have endless creatures to throw in front of it, right? Sands and Ember Cleave. We probably can't lose this game. If they find an Ember Cleave, we could be hard pressed, though. All right, so I'm blocking here. If they have Ember Cleave, this does, it'll be +1 twice. So it'll be 13, 19, 22, 23. So even if I chump here, I still die to Ember Cleave, so there's no reason to chump there, I don't think. Why didn't they play this? That's a good draw. We take those. Draw a card, make 3/1/1s, 10-point swing. We're just activating Alliance? No, we're playing another Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is good in general. I think this card is likely to see play in Pioneer and Historic as well. I fully expect it to be all over Standard. It's very, very good. Alright, so they're a little bit of a bigger Nissa deck. Definitely want all my Aether Gust. I feel like Teferi's probably not good here. Clarion seems great. Do I want some Banishing Lights? I feel like Banishing Light might not be terrible, huh? Is Solar Blaze good? Blaze does kill most of their stuff, doesn't it? It kills Nissa lands, it kills their giants, it misses Goose. How do I feel about Borrower? Probably not great. Put an A Banishing Light. Sure. Could be right to trim Bonecrusher too. They have a couple of things that are good to stomp, but other than that, not really. Their deck's a little bit bigger. Against smaller green-red, Bonecrusher is great, but... And again, this is one of those things where, like, it's hard to know if what we're doing is exactly correct or not, because it's very early in the format. I think I keep this. If they have a super aggressive start, we could maybe be in trouble, but Pyromancer into second Pyromancer opt, like, you know, machine gun down your board sounds real appealing. In for a 4th land guaranteed. Second Trawler's a little clunky. If we live to get there, it'll be great. This is exactly the type of slow start we want to see. We're going to hold on to the op since we have our 4th land guaranteed to save it post Pyromancer. Glad we don't have any counterspells. Hey, Waffles, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We haven't played against much Jun Cat. we just start doming them here, right? Cast Opt. 6U. Gosh, Banishing Light's really good in a world with these gods, huh? Hey, Drathon, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. So... I'm just looking for a land. Perfect. I actually, so small mistake here on my part. I should have waited to play my land, because I could have hit a tapped land like this. So now if I want to play Dream Trawler next turn, I have to shock to do it. And if I would have opted before playing my land, I could have played the Steam Vents tapped and saved myself 2 points of life. My opponent stumbled pretty hard here, so I don't think it's going to matter, but still worth mentioning that my sequencing was less than ideal. Used to follow in the Kiki Court days when you're grinding SCG. Quit Magic until I installed Arena 2 weeks ago. Hey, welcome back. Kiki Court. So, fun fact, I actually have... I have this pile of shuffling cards on my desk that I use to plug the BCW sleeves, which are great, by the way. And some of the cards that are in here, in addition to miscellaneous other cards, when I sold out of most of my Paper Magic cards of value, I kept, I have my 4 Birds of Paradise that have altered black borders, a Kiki Jiki, a Restoration Angel, and a Court of Calling. The black bordered birds. These birds don't exist. Black border non-foil English, so that's a painted border. Yeah, there is and some of the other miscellaneous things. I have a Rock Lobster, Paper Tiger, Scissor Lizard, a Heracross, a random Warhammer TCG card. There's a Digimon card, a Tomegamon. Yeah, I got a little variety in my life. Good old Rock. Nothing beats Rock. Yeah, sounds great. It would like an untapped land so it could go Alliance into Scions. We got Scry, so hopefully that happens. Rock Lobster. Perfect. Just like we drew it up, chat. I'm gonna bottom Teferi against turn 1, Black Cleave Clip, or Blood Crypt. Probabilistically, some kind of aggressive deck. How much to play Kiki Court on stream? Probably a giant pile of money. Punish by the discard spell, because I kind of want to play Witching Well this turn. If I would have played Temple of Epiphany on 1. Is Teferi likely to be good against Mardu mid-range? Probably not. I'm gonna hold on to the Op for now. I think that's fine. We haven't played Modern since they banned anything Population 0. We're going to dip back in this week, I think, for A-League, but... like, people... like, Modern was fixed in that Mox Opal's gone, but, like, you're still getting Trond and Valakutted, right? I think that's just how that format works. I think I just cleaned this out one for one here. Bernie Sanders with the $10 donation. I'm gonna guess that that's not actually Bernie Sanders. his Twitch name is Bernie_Sanders. Hashtag Bernie 2020. Feel the burn. Put this towards red, white, feather, and historic. Sounds good, Wargi. Thanks for the support. Ooh, that's great. This thing doesn't trample, right? It does not. So we'll loot. I think we're discarding Opt here.
What is my strategy here?
Unfortunately, the latest set of cards hasn't been added to the mouse over overlay yet, Death Round, but hopefully in the next week or so that should happen. Yeah, the Deckmaster is really useful for learning things that you don't already know. This build seems sweet. Like a Mardu Unearth. Mardu Unleash, whatever this called, Escape. Spyglass is kind of it. You can play Leyline of the Void if you really wanted. Bernie only plays Commander with group hug decks. Math checks out.
My answers lie in the cold truth.
Yeah, I also do my streaming from a Linux computer party bus, and Cardboard Live is not open source, so I can't, like, take their application and recompile it for my operating system, like I did with Deckmaster. So they could take this Trawler out of our hand with Kroxa here, if they want to delve, if they want to escape everything out of their bin, which might be what they want to do. Definitely think it was right to play the land there, though. Royal Scions ults relatively quickly.
Cover my back, Rowan!
Dream Trawler is the real deal. All right, 2 shots at an untapped land. Only needed 1. Now, I suppose they do have a window to kill this here now, huh? Because I don't have a card in hand to protect it. So if they have a Murderous Rider, they can kill the Trawler. But it's also, like, not really safe in my hand with Kroxa. So we're definitely just, like, headed to the Space Jam here. If they can't kill Dream Trawler, the game ends on the spot. So, you know, good luck. Space Herring gifted a sub to Bernie_Sanders. That's great. That's actually his campaign's Twitch account, by the way. Brutal. Man, they just dismantled us. That's super unfortunate. They took everything from us, chat. Everything. We're left with nothing. 2 mana removal spells. Yeah, he streams, his campaign streams his rallies. Man, they have a lot of draw 3s. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a demographic that he really needs to reach does consume a lot of their content on Twitch. So I agree it's incredibly smart on his campaign's part to have a Twitch channel. If they bring back Crocs next turn, I discard this and then I don't have the land. I think I'm supposed to play this out because I take 3 even if I discard a land to this. That's a good question. They have not shown us any white cards yet. If they don't have a removal spell here, Pyromancer plus the activation on Alliance could be very good. Well, in our defense, Ziller, like, he was only elected by, like, 30-ish% of the population, right? And he did lose the popular vote. I mean, -2 Reanimate Titan is just like -2 Bolt us or make us discard a card, right? It's, like, not that good. It's fine. Don't have your last card be Bonecrusher Giant. Don't have your last card be another Bonecrusher Giant. My life is too low that I had to block this Rix Man. I don't think I can go to 6 here, but we do get savaged by their last card being a Giant here. I guess another Angrass Rampage is good. Well, that's a good draw. Okay, so I get to start by hitting this to loot. This lets me kill this and then make 2 tokens. So we're ahead on board by a good margin here, but we could just get burned out at this point. We really need a Dream Trawler so that way we can gain some life. And we have to have it live, so really close game. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that, like, that turn where they had stomp my token, edict my trawler, kill my Royal Scions just put us so far behind. It's actually kind of impressive that we're still in that game after how bad that turn went. Yeah, Titan gets to pop up into play here and deal 3 to us. We are going to be dead to another Titan here. This at least doesn't trample though, so I've got that going for us. Oh, when he attacks, we take 3. I forgot this happens on attack too. Yeah, we're just dead. Sorry, that card hasn't attacked much against me or for me yet. I forgot that. Forgot those cards also do that on attack. They're real good. Teferi and Brazen Borrower seem kind of medium here. Aether Gust and Banishing Light both seem quite good. Oh, Cage seems great. Yep, let's get in on that one. We played Red-Black Aristocrats with Kroxa yesterday, and Sultai Escape, the last deck today, is going to have Blue-Green Titan in it. Right, what do I want to trim here? Hey, thanks for the 30 months today. I appreciate the 2.5 years. Yeah, I agree. The Titan cycle seems sweet. I was kind of sad there were only 2 of them. You want to go down a Clarion? I guess they don't have that many things that it's good against, huh? Yeah, that's probably a fine trim. I could just have Solar Blaze. Is Blaze better? Blaze kills Ox and it kills Titan too. What do you think? What do you think of this? Think I'm in? Think I'm in. Well, Clarion also keeps Pyro. It's one of the reasons why Clarion's in the main deck. Yep. Yeah, the fact that our threats don't care about our sweepers is excellent. I like the core idea of this deck a lot. It's playing a lot of cards that I like casting. Yeah, Inferno Titan, Frost Titan, Primeval Titan was a core set cycle once upon a time. I think I'm just gonna bottom aggressively here. I have a draw 2, and I already have my next 2 lands lined up. I'm kind of just looking for, like, an alliance or a way to start triggering the Pyromancer that's cheaper than Trawler. Finding like our Grafdigger's Cage that we sideboarded in could also potentially be very good. just like we drew it up. You can always find my favorite decks on my website every single day at this link here. Now, I stream a lot of different decks at release, so I always try to tag ones that are the best of the best, so people who can't watch absolutely everything can still find the content that they care about. This is actually a really clean answer to Dream Trawler, huh? I think I'm actually gonna go... Am I gonna go tapped land? Maybe I just get the Scions. Yeah, I probably just want to tick this up towards alt, huh? I think I'm pretty likely to keep my land, though, just because I kind of want to get... That's really good. I'm a liar. All right, I'm a liar. That's like one of the few cards I could discard a land for. Gosh, I wonder if it's right to even just bin the Trawler there. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. I'm gonna crack this well, so that way I have a little bit more selection before I loot with this, so I get like more information, basically.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Yeah, I do think the fact that they gave a Titan to blue-green of all colors was a pretty big miss on R&D's part. Yeah, hopefully they duress us again. That's fine. That's fine. My Planeswalker is sitting here ticking up to alt. Blue-green's pretty weak right now. Yeah, you know. Feel bad for him. All right, if they don't have a rider, I get to hit them for a bunch of damage next turn. Sweet. That at least didn't kill it. I get to sit here and keep activating them and dealing 3 every turn.
Plan for the trials ahead.
I think I'm just gonna get aggressive here. Am I? Nah, I'm gonna pass. Bonecrusher plus Pyromancer can team up to kill something bigger. And also, putting this into play makes my Solar Blaze marginally worse because this Blaze will kill my Giant. Yeah, the fact that they gave a Titan to the color that had the best escape enabler in Cavalier of Thorns also seems like an incredible miss on their part.
Lord of Epiphany.
Rowan, help! I will lay
And they're playtesting what kept blue-green in check. Probably Field. Yeah, probably Field of the Dead. If I had to venture a guess. Yeah, I think I'm in for Banishing Light. That's probably fine.
I love a good fight.
What a mess I
my answers lie in the cold truth.
So, Pyromancer is going to kill Rixmatty. Bonecrusher is going to kill Sorin. I'm going to end up discarding a card to Croc's coming back anyway, so I think I just bin the Banishing Light, so I see if I can opt into something that I can play this turn. I have 6 lands, so I can even, like, put a Dream Trawler into play. Witching Well's perfect because it's cards, but it's cards that sit on the table, and it lets me trigger Pyromancer on their turn, which is stellar. In for those. Banishing Light's been very good so far in this format. It's quite possible I just want some in the main deck. I was gonna put Fries in the sideboard too, right? Let's make a note. Probably gonna play a long set with this deck because I'm kind of into it.
To know is to triumph.
Goodbye, Felicia. I think I'm happy with how I'm boarded here. Seems fine. So, like, hands like this are kind of whatever, but, like, my opponent's deck is going to, like, make me discard cards. So, I feel like my chances of drawing relevant spells with this hand are higher than my 6 being functional through discard spells. So, like, you mulligan for a hand with a better curve, and they just, like, play some discard spells, then your hand that you mulligan for is also just as bad. Legion's End. Oh, I guess that kills, what's it called? My fairy tokens? What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That could have been worse. I think we just pull the trigger on Blaze here. It takes them from 6 power down to 2. If we draw something else to do with our mana next turn, like find a 2 or 3 mana spell, we could be in an okay spot. The fact that they have a bunch of Angrass Rampages in their deck makes this card less good than it is against other mid-range decks. That is a phenomenal draw because it takes Bonecrusher Giant out of play without dealing 2 to us. Actual best draw in the deck. Holy Elvis TV, thank you for the sub-gift, Dorini. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday wherever you're at. Please give me something I can Aether Gust. Vomit. Well, that could have gone better. This card's the real deal. Feel the burn, Elvis. Yeah, if they don't have Rampage, Trawler could drag us kicking and screaming back into this game. If they have Rampage, we have nothing left. Yeah. Not a whole lot we could do here. Could have mulliganed this hand, but again, like, there's plenty of draws they have where mulliganing this hand doesn't do anything. Their deck's sweet. Shame we didn't have a better draw for the third game. Yeah, could have also drawn spells. All right, how we doing today, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic and other games full-time here on Twitch. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of Standard and Historic here on Arena. We also play some of Magic's older formats like Pioneer and Modern on Magic Onlines in the mornings. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and it gives you a free sub every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. So if you'd like to join us here in the Hoaglandia chat, I'd appreciate it if you'd hook that up. I'd also like to shout out a couple of my sponsors here really quick. BCW Supplies are the only ones I trust to protect my paper trading cards. Using code Hoaglandia at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. If you head on over to InkedGaming.com/Jeff, you can save a little bit on your orders of custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And of course, the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a paper Magic tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. They focus primarily on Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. And of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Alright, so I feel like I want some Banishing Lights in my main deck. I feel like Brazen Borrower has been kind of middling, and like having Banishing Light and Teferi gives me ways to interact with random permanents anyway, so I think I'm going to trim. I'm just going to like coward split these. I'm going to go down to 2 and 2 here and like go into 2 Banishing Light. Maybe I don't need 3 Clarions in the main either. Maybe I'd rather go down to 2 on here and take 3 of one of the other. The Banishing Lights have actually seemed really good. I'm going to do that for now. I'm going to put the 3rd Clarion. Do I want the 3rd Clarion on the board? I want a couple of Fries. Narset's a real pain for this deck, and Fry's also good against the white aggro decks that I think are quite good that have been running around. Time Wipe's okay for picking up Trawler, but like Clarion and Solar Blaze also don't kill Trawler or Pyromancer, and they're cheaper. And like Blaze kills most of the things we care about killing, right? I don't know, it's pretty marginal either way. Blaze is probably better against Knights, right? Hey, thanks for the 23 months, Grapple. Welcome back. A Blaze does let Trawler lifelink. I'll throw one Time Wipe in. I'll split the difference, that's fine. Blaze misses Ebon Jane, that's fair. Let's head back on in here, shall we? Knock on wood. They've seemed to stabilize all the server issues, so that's good. We only had 1 or 2 yesterday. Told you this deck's busted, chat. Told you this deck's busted. Pretty good. Man, the feels like here in Bloomington is supposed to be down to -16 tomorrow. We're supposed to stay negative until 10 a.m. on Monday. Oh, Jake is not going to be happy getting on the bus Monday. Hey, TNG Picard. Been away for a couple of months. How the meta's been these days? I mean, new formats are always exciting, right? Always a lot of different things going on. What state am I in? I am in a perpetual state of confusion. Oh, yeah, Monday's a holiday. Perfect. I wanted to send him on the bus Monday. I will have to drive him to daycare, though. How's that? That's a great pickup. Royal Scions here, turning our garbage into hopefully gold.
My plan is crystal.
Against what's likely a control deck. Yeah, we had like sleet into freezing rain last night. It was not a good scene. We're just like waiting on ops. Once we hit 6 lands, Dream Trawler's all we want to draw, but we'd prefer not to draw it until we get to 6. Hey, West Porter. Happy weekend to you too. Love to do release weekend streams. Hey, Lord Aaron, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I'm just gonna go ahead and play. Maybe I should have stomped their face last turn. I think I just want to play this out, though. Put some pressure into play. Yeah, I'll probably play Murderous Rider here too then. You can also just have a removal spell. That's a heck of a removal spell. This was probably the best draw in our deck. Just a sustained source of drawing and discarding for these alliances. Perfect. This gives us, so I could opt this turn to try and hit the land, but I think I'm going to hold on to it for next turn. So this way, if they have another Murderous Rider to kill my Royal Scion, I can trigger the alliances again next turn.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Sure.
Might be a bad idea.
They have a discard spell to take the alliance away. They do, sure. So we're both going to go to 16 because of the Othakaya, and we're going to kill the Teferi next turn. Ditch the Wrath. They don't have the second white source to play. Makes sense.
What is my strategy here?
Okay, I think at this point, I'm going to opt looking for a land. Perfect. Let's get my hand empty here. Huh. I think I want to keep these. So the 6th land, in the event they kill my Scion, the 6th land lets me start activating this. And if they don't kill my Scion, I can loot this away, right? So I think I just keep those. To be fair, Phoenix Lands, if you ever see someone doing something you don't enjoy on their stream, instead of critiquing how they're supposed to run their stream, you should instead just change the channel.
More like it.
Would be my advice to you. Well, I'm glad we have another Alliance on top of the deck, huh? Yes, the Google Doc that has all the cards for easy crafting is pinned in the Magic Arena channel in the subs Discord. Yeah, disabling my Facebook account was a huge quality of life improvement engineer. I didn't need a reminder during the rest of my time away from them about what people like to believe. Hey, thanks, Deebs. I appreciate having you here. One of the things that's great too that a lot of people don't know is that if you're someone like me, like my wife and I use Facebook Messenger as our primary form of communication just because like the chat heads on mobile are super convenient. You can disable your Facebook account and leave Messenger active, and the only people that can access you on Messenger are people that you were previously friends with on Facebook or people you reach out to afterwards. I think I want to draw 2 here. It might be right to just play this this Borrower out, though. I think with 4 power worth of lifelink, I want to draw 2. Yeah, feel free to post codes, let people race for them. Go for it. I think I'm gonna Borrower bounce a rider here. That leaves them dead on board, right? Like, it lets them reuse a rider, but them not lifelinking is huge here. What's their best play here? Plains Kaya's Wrath? They did surveil away at Kaya's Wrath earlier, so we know they're playing it. It's probably a concession remorse, just taking some info on the way out the door. That lets them survive.
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair. You better. I'm gone
Yep.
for now, but not forever.
Am I supposed to kill this? I feel like I'm supposed to kill this. This could go either way. This might be wrong. Alright, so Fry in case they have Narset. It also deals with Teferi. Brazen Borrower is not particularly good here. Is Mystical Dispute good enough? Deafening Clarion's definitely not good. Veto sounds great. Dispute's probably fine, right? It counters their Planeswalkers. And some of their counter spells. Pyromancer seems kind of medium here. They don't have a lot of things that we need to kill. Trim a Bonecrusher. What do we think of this? It seems fine. If you get them and you want to share them when I'm not online too, Marky, you can also feel free to share them in the subs Discord too. I'm sure there's folks in there that would take them. Put them to good use. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. This has been probably deck of the day so far. I've enjoyed the play patterns of this one. It's playing a lot of cards that I like. Improbable Alliance is one of those cards I've been like desperately trying to make playable since it was printed. We'll play Island on 1 so we can dispute a Thought Erasure on 2. Hand needs a red land, but, you know, they all need something. Yeah, play Theros is a generic code for everyone, by the way. If you haven't entered that one, you definitely should. Get you 3 packs. Did you see Warren is pro ice? Yikes. Well, I mean, if I hadn't already locked in on Bernie, if there's anything, yeah, can I get a link to that and not just spread hearsay? Yeah, I need a source on that one. It's good. Well, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. Hashtag feel the burn. Hashtag forever the progressive candidate. If there's anything this election cycle has taught me, it's that I will never give money to politicians ever again until we get closer to the election day, because so many of them move as we get closer and closer. Hey, look, chat. It's a 3-mana planeswalker that does die to Fry. I bought him the Alliance because I'm looking for land drops. Want to find my way to these trawlers ASAP. So it's a yikes, because if you don't understand why saying supporting the current ICE department is a yikes, I'd encourage you to Google some of the atrocities that have happened under ICE that currently happens. They took our veto, huh? Oh my god. We're like talking and clicking at the same time. That's embarrassing. Sorry. Sorry, I'm reading chat and clicking links at the same time. Alright, I was gonna go on to the next game since we embarrassed myself. I mean, they knew we had the Fry. They looked at our hand. We don't though. Her words still suck, Black Sheep, for real. Her words still suck. Correct. Hopefully their discard spells with Thought Erasure. Feels bad, man. Normally decks like what we're playing have pretty okay control matchups, but the presence of both Narset and then so many discard spells probably make that not true. Played the untapped land, so we can dispute a non-blue card there like that. Get out of my hand. Stop it. Stop it. Bad opponent. I'm confused why paper pre-release is this weekend. Arena is fully legal with the new set, and MTGO is Wednesday. What's confusing about that, Sean? The digital releases have been ahead of the paper releases for a while now. And I'm going to tweet a picture of this graveyard with the caption, Field of the Dead did nothing wrong. Thanks for the half a year, Germ. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Stand by and watch. Here we go. Time for plan B. This might be a bad idea.
Open mind.
Let's try this.
I have no idea what that is, Red Ranger.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
I think resetting the bands after each new set release. I think Field of the Dead would be fine. Maybe Oko. I think Veil of Summer and Once Upon a Time are cards that should just be shift deleted from the game. Those are things that should just never come back.
Don't worry, I got this. I am not going to say this.
I mean, if we find a Fry, we could maybe still play a game of Magic here, right?
I've got it.
For those wondering why I didn't cantrip my Teferi, that wasn't an option. That's the part where we get draw step Thought Erasure. War of the Spark, not close. War of the Spark, not close for most defensive card designs. Eldraine missed on power level a little bit in a couple areas. But by and large, War of the Spark is just truly a rancid stain. War of the Spark had rancid stain ripples through every format of Magic. Teferi and Narset, Plague, Pioneer, and Modern as well. Yeah, probably Modern to a less degree. Definitely there in Pioneer. Hey, thanks for the half a year, or the 13 months, Sarnak. Welcome back. Hey, Unknown Darkness, thanks for the third of a year. Yeah, we're gonna do Modern League, I think Wednesday morning is my plan. I think we're gonna play some Saheeli Cat. Just get rid of this one so they can't draw a bunch of cards. I mean, prison cards tend to be bad. Cards that change the way the game is played in positive ways are really good. The issue is when you have cards that change the game in negative ways for your opponent.
I am blessed by Nyx.
I don't think that's true, Lamacopter. I think that's just because a lot of the ones that exist are standing out in your mind. I think like 3-mana Chandra, Tybalt, 3-mana Ashiok, Royal Scions. I think there's a lot of good examples of very reasonable 3-mana Planeswalkers. There's been a number of ones that are incredible stains that like stand out in your mind because of how offensive they were, but there's also been a number that like hit the needle on the head. What's it called? 3-mana Sorin was another good one. 3-mana, a lot of the 3-mana Gideons have been good. Liliana the Last Hope. There's so many good examples of just like playable, not offensive 3-mana Planeswalkers. Yeah, little Domri. We've got Dream Trawler lined up here. That's exciting. They could be a deck with sweepers. This draws them lands? Sure. Nice 1-3. So, Greater... So, you're conflating what I said with something I didn't say. So I didn't say they shouldn't try new designs. What I said was a lot of the designs they ended up coming up with were awful. And those are different things. I agree with you that they need to keep pushing and to try and innovate. And part of trying to innovate means you're going to fail sometimes. But at the same time, it's also very important to recognize that when they do fail, they should fix it. So the issue isn't that they missed. The issue is that they missed, but then also left Teferi and Narset legal. Like, they could look at those cards and see what they do and the types of gameplay they generate once they're out in the wild and be like, oh, this sucks. This is not what we want. And that's not what they did. So my problem isn't that they tried and failed. If you're not failing occasionally, you're not trying hard enough. My problem is that they tried, failed, and then didn't fix it. I don't expect constant success. I just expect acknowledgement of failure and then fixing it. Just tempo the Great Henge here so they can't get card advantage going. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 with reach. This card is deeply offensive. That is That is very good against us. I don't know if it's good in general, but it's very good against my 1/1s. Yeah, very Ishkana adjacent. It doesn't block Trawler, though. You're definitely correct.
I enjoy
That is accurate. And that gets rid of it. Have I mentioned that Banishing Light's been great? That was a good addition to the main deck here. Banishing Light was a solid main deck ad for us. Alright, what are we doing here? Aether Gust seems great. Clarion doesn't seem very useful. So, when we're discussing a particular topic, Zach, just putting your fingers in your ears and saying the source is bad, so it should be bad because the source is bad, doesn't contribute to the topic at hand, and it just makes you combative to what people are discussing. Instead, if you want to address why the information being presented is presented in a jaded light or an incorrect light, that's good. That generates discussion and it examines what's being talked about further. What you attempted to do was assert a position of authority and just try to invalidate it without explaining why it should be invalidated. All right, so do I want anything else here? I think it's just Gust, huh? Which is like one more trim. Bonecrusher Giant didn't have too many things that it killed. This seems fine. As is often the case here, I don't really care if you're right or if you're wrong in the discussion we're having. Whether or not you're right or wrong doesn't really contribute to whether or not you're going to get a break. It's the way in which you're presenting whether or not you're right or wrong that's more important. The goal is to have a discussion. Drawing the third untapped land here is nice. It means I can just play this tapped on one. A psychic dwarf escaped from prison. The next day the headline read, "Beware small, medium, at large." That's a good one. The Blue White Flyers deck was alright. I think it probably is just a worse aggro deck than the deck we played yesterday, but okay overall.
I know my responsibility.
Like the Big Lebowski quote, right? I didn't time you out because you were wrong. I timed you out because you're an asshole. That's what happened. Calyx. We're gonna play some Calyx up next here. Our deck's quite a bit different than what this opponent's playing, though. I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch with this Fabled Passage, and the reason why I'm fetching here is fetching shuffles my deck, and I'm about to be scrying, so if I scry cards I don't want to the bottom, I don't want to shuffle them back in when I crack the Fabled Passage in the future. Dream Trawler sounds excellent. I'm opting now at sorcery speed so I can trigger my alliance here. Am I just gusting this? I feel like I'm just gusting this. Two fish are in a tank. One looks at the other and says, I'll drive. That's... I think I like... Nah, I think that's a bad line, Zoran, because there's a high chance that they just plus him to draw another card next turn, and I'd like them to not get to do that. Go into the light, my child. You could gust in response to a fetcher on their upkeep. I mean, gusting during their upkeep doesn't change anything. You're right, I could have given them the chance to crack their fetch at end of turn, but like, I don't know if that really changes anything. Next turn we get to go land Dream Trawler, sounds great. This card's the real deal. I tweeted out an Esper Dream Trawler list last night. That seemed really sweet. I think I just bounced this. Make them replay the more expensive card. And Trawler closes quickly here. Hey, Varilla. I bought shoes for my drug dealer, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. Oh, man, that's like the most genuinely good, clean jokes I've heard in a long while. Usually these discussions degrade into vulgarity by now, and I'm really proud of you, chat. You've really stepped up your game. Peak dad joke hours here. Oh, ain't nobody need to cast instants and sorcery spells, chat. Ain't nobody need to cast instant and sorcery spells around here. Crunch. Sure, you got it. Sure. Is this getting rid of Scions? Yep. No blocks. Go to 16. Triggers. I've heard your face is nice this time of year, opponent. Would you like to jump block? That one's borderline, Weather Lady. That one's real close. Real close. Digitech Wire, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Dream Trawler, yeah, all right, sweet. I'm excited. This will be the second deck we put up on the website. Excited to update the Blue-Red Alliance page with this. I got shoes from my drug dealer, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. That was quite good. So, thoughts on this? This card's great. I want to play this card in a lot of different shells. This is a perfect top end. This is exactly the type of card I love because it goes into decks that tend to be interactive and it also just ends the game. Like, I completely despise the control decks that don't actually kill you once they've taken over. And this card is just like a card that we want to play that also ends the game. The artwork also is incredibly sweet, which is a good plus. This is probably a beautiful foil and paper. As far as our card selection here goes, I kind of want a fourth Banishing Light. This card was kind of absurd every time we drew it, and I feel like there's a chance, I don't know if we want it in the main, but there's a chance that, like, you just want a bunch of them. What other interaction we have could vary depending on what decks you expect to play against. Like, there's definitely matchups where, like, Clarion is worse than Solar Blaze, is worse than Time Wipe. They're good answers to Trawler. We lost to a Mardu deck that was Angrath rampaging us, so making us sacrifice things is a good way to take Trawler off the table. So Edicts and Sweepers are the two ways you can kill this card, which this deck is actually incidentally pretty good against one of those because Improbable Alliance can insulate us from Edicts if we know to play around it. Edicts, for people that are new, are cards that make you sacrifice a creature because sacrificing does not target. All right, we got plenty more decks coming up today. I think if we stay above 2,000 viewers, I'm going to do more than just the 2 extra decks in the stream title. So be sure to hang out all day today if you're interested in more content. We are going to take a quick ad break so I can get set up for the next deck and run to the restroom. But when we get back, we are going to play this black-white based enchantment deck that's splashing green for Calyx. So I've titled this Black-White Calyx. Back in a few, folks. Thanks for hanging out today.